Hi, welcome back to Tim Senesi Yoga. I'm Tim from timsenesiyoga.com. Welcome to today's video. We're going to start off in a seated meditation. So get comfortable, cross your legs, and sit up straight and tall. With your eyes closed, bring your awareness to your spine and start to take the energy from your sacrum in and up. So feel from the base of the spine, you're going up. Start to roll the chest, shoulders open. And let your head balance right up on top of your spine. Now feel your breath move in and out through your nose. Instead of trying to control your breath, just feel as you calm down and slow down that the breath washes in and washes out, just like the sound of the ocean. So super important in today's practice, we're going to stay connected to the breath, because this is like our engine in our practice. Now open your eyes and come into child's pose. So take your big toes together, take your knees just wide enough for your ribs to fit in between, and then slowly start to stretch back onto your heels. Keep feeling your breath moving in and out through your nose. Then come up onto your hands and your knees, curl your toes under, lift your knees and stretch back. Then look up in between your hands and walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Put just a little bend in your knees and let your head drop. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Let the spine start to unwind. Then drop your hands to the floor and come all the way up to stand. Stand tall in mountain pose. Reach down through the center of your heel bones. Draw your thighs up and back, lift your chest. Then as you inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. Step back one leg at a time. Open your chest as you hold in your plank pose. Then bring your right knee up to your chest without your back rounding. Pull your belly up. Change legs. Stretch that leg back, slowly lower down all the way. Then we're going to do a little back strengthening exercise. So open your elbows out to the side, up in line with your shoulders. Lift your wrist up as high as your elbows, and then stretch from the crown of your head and your tailbone away from each other. Keep spreading from your collarbones into your elbows. Lengthen through your tail. Then reach your arms straight back and your legs straight back. Open your chest. Bring your hands next to your side ribs. Press up and stretch back into downward facing dog. Look in between your hands. Walk your feet all the way up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower chaturanga. On this next chaturanga, let's lower the knees down and then practice keeping the head up in line with your spine as you lower to elbow height. Then stretch your legs back. Inhale into cobra. Lower the chest back down. Press up onto hands and knees and stretch back into down dog. Walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, step back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank. Shift forward, knees down or not, your call. Lower slowly to elbow height. Inhale into cobra. And then practice rolling up into upward facing dog. Stretch back to down dog. Step your right foot all the way up by your right thumb. Hug your right outer hip in. Lower your back knee down. Point the toes back and inhale, raise your arms up. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Turn your chest and take your right arm up. Bring your right hand down. Last part, set up your back heel for warrior one. Turn the back foot in a little more than halfway, hug the hip in again, and then as you lift from your belly, come up strong through the midline. Bring your hands down, step back, downward dog, or add a vinyasa. Step your left foot all the way up. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, come into low lunge. Bring your right hand down, curl your back toes under, lift your back knee, and twist. Bring your hand back down, set up your back heel for warrior one. Hug your left hip in, and then strong core, long spine, come up into warrior one. Bring your hands back down, step back to down dog, or add a vinyasa if you're working upper body strength. That just means lower to chaturanga, then up dog, then down dog. Then look between your hands, step, walk, or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit back. Come all the way up. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, step your right foot all the way up in between your hands. Turn your back heel down, hug your right hip in, and then come up into warrior two. So look down at your right leg, turn your right thigh all the way out so that your knee is tracking with your right second toe. Hug your right hip in so it looks like your center ankle, knee, and hip, they're all in alignment. Keep your chest open, and then turn your gaze over your right middle finger. Make sure that your cords aren't spilling out from your shorts. Okay, then from there, we're gonna go into extended side angle. Bring your forearm onto your thigh, and reach your left arm all the way over your ear. Inhale, come back up into warrior two. Then straighten your right leg and reach out for triangle pose. Stretch down evenly through all four corners of your feet. Draw energy up through the legs as you reach down through the feet. Then bend your right knee, lift from your belly, come back up into warrior two, reverse warrior. Flip your palm and reach up. Bring your hands back down to the mat and step back to down dog or out of vinyasa. Step your left foot all the way up. Turn your back heel down. Lift from your core, come up into warrior two. Check to make sure that your knee is tracking. Then bring your forearm onto your thigh and reach your arm all the way over. Inhale, come back up into warrior two. Straighten your left leg and reach out. Then bend your left knee, lift from your belly, come back up into warrior two, reverse warrior, come back to warrior two, then straighten your leg. I'm gonna hop around just so you can see. You don't have to hop around, but get a better view of this next pose. So now turn the legs to the right again for triangle. Reach out over your straight right leg, bend the right knee, slide your hand and foot in front of your pinky toe and raise your back leg up. You can always put a block underneath your hand if it feels like you're rounding over. Stretch down even into your right foot, press through your back heel bone, and then start to turn your chest. If you want to add on, try bending your left knee and reaching back, see if you can grab a hold of your foot or your ankle. Then release that, slide back into triangle, press into your feet and come back up, turn your legs to the other side and reach out for triangle. Bend your left knee, slide your hand and foot in front of your pinky toe and raise your back leg up. Press to the heel, start to turn your ribs. Then you could hold there or bend the knee, reach back with your hand, grab a hold of your foot, and then start to stretch the leg. Open back up slowly with control and slide back into triangle. Press into your feet and come back up. Parallel your feet and fold forward, Prasarita. Set your fingertips down and inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, walk the hands back, let your head drop down. Inhale into a flat back. Press into your feet and come all the way up to stand. Then turn your right foot out and step up to the top of your mat. Raise your arms up and inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or out of Vinyasa, your call. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. Hug your right hip in. Lift your belly and raise your left arm. Then as you exhale, reach, twist, hook your elbow to your knee. Join your palms together. Then place your right hand on your right outer hip. Look down, slide your hand and foot in front of your foot on the inside, and raise your back leg up. Fire the muscles of your spine, elongate, push through your back heel, turn your ribs into your chest, and then take your right arm up. Bring your right hand down and fold forward over your right leg. Let your left leg start to rise up. And then lower your left leg to meet your right. Take your feet outer hips distance apart. Squat down. Bring the elbows onto the insides of your knees. Okay. Then from there, plant your hands down, hook your knees into your outer upper arms, see if you can lean into your chaturanga arms and maybe lift your feet up. Set your feet back down, stretch back to down dog, or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot up by your left thumb. Inhale into crescent, right arm up. Then reach, twist, hook your elbow, and join your palms. Bring your hand to your hip, slide your hand and foot in front of your foot, and raise your back leg up. Reach your heart forward, elongate through your spine, turn your ribs in your chest, and stretch your left arm up. Standing splits, left hand towards the back of the ankle, fold forward and raise your right inner leg up. Lower your right leg to meet your left. Then again, feet, actually this time, let's practice with the feet together like a more classic Malasana. Squat down, and then see if you can bind, grab a hold of your fingers behind your heels. And then we'll come into round 2 crow pose. Hook the knees, lean in, and pull up. Step back to down dog, or take a vinyasa. Then look in between your hands, step, walk or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, raise your arms. And exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot back about 3.5 feet. Roll your shoulders back and inhale. And then start to fold forward out over your right leg. Slide your hands down onto your shin or your ankle. Slide your hands down onto your shin or your ankle. Make a flat back, elongate your spine. and then start to lengthen all the way out over your leg. Press into your feet and come back up. With your right hand on your hip, raise your left arm, inhale. Exhale, reach and twist. Press down into your feet, spin up and around and come back over for the other side. Then start to tip out over your leg. Slide your hands down. Make a flat back, elongate your spine. And then lengthen all the way out over your leg. Inhale, come back up. Left hand on your hip, raise your right arm. And twist. Press into your feet, come back up and around, spin up to the top of your mat, and step up for mountain. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. Then from down dog, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Stack your right shoulder right over your wrist and open up into side plank. Stretch back to down dog. And change sides. Back to downward dog. Then set your knees down, and we'll practice the preparation for head balance. So phase one, we'll set the elbows down, rest the crown of the head onto the floor. Now press down evenly into your forearms and lift from your shoulder blades out of your ears. Then curl your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips up. Don't let your shoulder blades sink into your neck at all. Keep pressing your forearms down, lifting up with your hips. Then if you can walk your feet in closer without letting the shoulder blades sink, go ahead. Maybe you can bring the knees up into the chest, still keeping the shoulder blades lifted, and then legs all the way up. Still keep pressing the forearms down, keeping the pressure light on your head. To come back down in reverse, bend the knees, knees to the chest, set your feet down, and then lower into child's pose. And then come up onto your knees. So from here we'll come into Vajrasana, where we sit on the heels. And if that's too gnarly on your knees, then don't sit like that. You could just practice putting a block underneath your hips. But if it feels all right on your knees, from here we'll walk the hands back a little, then roll the shoulder heads back, chest open, and then start to lift the hips up. Stretch through the front of your thighs down into your knees as you roll your chest open. Then lower your hips back down. Cross your legs and sit for Navasana, boat pose. Bring the knees up, take your arms forward. Feel your low abs squeeze, root down through your tailbone and your sit bones. Now if you have the leg flexibility too, you can start to stretch your legs straight up, but you need pretty open hamstrings for that to work out. From here, bend the knees, roll down onto your lower back. Tuck your belly in and slowly stretch your right leg forward. Change legs. Change legs. And now add a twist. Bring your hands up and over to the outside of your left knee. Change sides. Change sides. Come back to center and now stretch your right leg out to meet your left. Tuck your belly in. Then come back up into boat. Cross your legs, pick up and jump back. Inhale into upward facing dog. Stretch back, downward dog. And then step your right foot up by your right thumb. Lower your left knee down, and if possible, reach back with your hand for your foot. Release that and change sides. Release that. Then come to a seated position. And we're going to sit for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip, right ankle to the outside of your left knee. Sit up tall and twist to your right. Come back to center. Change the cross of the legs. Come back to center. Let's do one more seated twist just because I love them so much. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, bring your heel close towards your sit bone. Now pretend like you're standing up on your heel. Press down into the heel, grow the spine tall, wrap your left arm around your knee, turn your belly, and open up to your right. Release that. And change sides. Stand up on that left heel, reach to your right leg, wrap your right arm around, and twist. Then come back to center. For your final hip opener, let's cross the legs and fold forward, or if you have very mobile hips, then you could cross your ankle up onto the outside of your knee as you go to fold forward. This one usually takes a while, or if you already have super open hips, you could go into that. Remember your breath. Oh yeah. Let the breath come and go. Come back up. Change the cross of your legs. And fold forward. back up, and then lie down onto your back, Shavasana, corpse pose. Take your feet about outer hips distance apart, maybe slightly wider. Let your hands release at your side. Feel the breath come in and out through your nose. Feel your body relaxing on the mat. And let go of the tension in your hands and your feet. Let all the muscles start to melt. Let go of any tension in your face, in your jaw, or your tongue. And then instead of trying to control the movement of the mind or stop the thoughts, just let them come and go. Keep bringing your attention back to your breath. Then bend your knees. Roll to your side. And press up. All right, so thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, then hit the like button, leave a comment below, let me know what you thought. We'll experiment today, we're trying with doing audio outside. Let me know what you thought, if you enjoyed the visual out here by the ocean. And then also, we worked a little bit of headstand today. If you're newer to inversions, I'm teaching a whole series of workshops in Italy, Paris, and Hossegor as well, and in Dana Point, California. So make sure to check that out. You can go on my website, timsenesiyoga.com, to stay current with all the workshops and retreats that I'm doing. I hope you could join me on one if you live in one of those areas or close by. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.